It is almost impressive how inept and really self-sabotaging Elon Musk is, because on the same day in which new reporting has come out that Elon lied about his status in the federal government in a criminal fashion, so did an interview with him, Donald Trump, and Sean Hannity that was pre-taped. But in this interview, Elon admits to that very crime about himself and the rest of his DOGE bags. And we are going to get into that massive mistake by Musk. But before we do, if I can quickly ask you to leave a like on this video. And if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way and it really does mean a lot to me. Now, we're going to go through a lot of this interview, but the clip that I think we have to start with is this one right here.
What he does is he takes it, and with his 100 geniuses, he's got some very brilliant young people working for him that dress much worse than him, actually.
Yeah,
they dress in just T-shirts. You wouldn't know they have 180 IQ.
Wait a minute. So what he's your tech support.
No, he is.
I actually
but he's
am
much
tech
more
support.
than that.
I actually am tech support, though. But
he gets it done. He's a leader.
Yeah.
He really is. He gets it done. You get a lot of tech people, and you have people that are good with tech, but he gets it done. You know, I said in real estate, you had guys that would draw beautiful renderings of a building, and they'd draw the rendering, and it would be great, and you say, great, when are you starting? But they were never able to get it built. They couldn't get the financing. They couldn't get the approvals. It would never get done. And then you have other guys that are able to get it done. You know, they could just get it done. I was in real estate. Same thing in this. He gets it done. So when he...
It really goes to show how little Donald Trump cares, and frankly, how dumb he is, that he is praising Elon Musk and his group of Doge bags, a term that came from John Favreau at Pod Save America, but we are certainly using on this show, saying that they're guys with 180 IQs. Why? Because they're deleting whole federal agencies, leading you to beg federal employees in charge of our nuclear arsenal and combating bird flu for you to beg for them to come back. Those guys are the geniuses. I think I could also go in and delete whole government agencies, and that wouldn't make me very smart. Actually, Donald, it makes them unqualified, stupid, and criminals, which we are going to get into more later. But speaking of criminality, let's talk about corruption. A lot of it came out at Donald Trump's press conference earlier today, in this clip right here.
Mr. President, given your concerns about corruption, you said that if there were any conflicts of interest with Elon Musk, you wouldn't let him anywhere near it.
That's right.
DOGE and SpaceX employees are now working directly at the Federal Aviation Administration and the Defense Department, agencies that have billions of dollars in contracts with Musk's companies or that directly regulate his companies. How is that not a conflict of interest?
Well, I mean, I'm just hearing about it, and if there is, and he told me before I told him, but obviously I will not let there be any conflict of interest. He's done an amazing job. They've revealed, in fact, he's going to be on tonight, a big show called Sean Hannity at 9 o'clock, and he's on and I'm on, and we talk about a lot of different things. And any conflicts, I told Elon, any conflicts, you can't have anything to do with that. So anything to do with possibly even space, we won't let Elon partake in that.
It's really funny how he just kind of brushes this off, because it's so ingrained in Donald Trump to find any way that he can be corrupt as well. I'm sure he's impressed with how corrupt Elon is, saying that, oh yeah, if there's conflicts of interest, of course he'll tell me about it. Then a reporter says, well, here is a conflict of interest. And he always kind of leans on the same exact lie. Well, I didn't know that. You're just telling me. Do you have a response? We just gave you a conflict of interest. Oh, no response? You don't seem to care? But that's not even the only example. Of course, there's conflicts of interest across Donald Trump's government and Elon Musk's DOGE. But one literally came out during the interview right here.
Then the next step would be to add a second Neuralink implant past the point where the neurons damaged, so that somebody can walk again, and so they can have full body functionality restored.
Elon Musk is constantly using his fake status, I think at this point we have to call it, as a government employee to lift up his businesses, and Neuralink, which is just a crazy idea, which absolutely terrifies me, is another one he's now bringing up in this interview. He used his status as a special government employee. I guess that's what we're supposed to call him. I don't even know at this point. But to meet with India's prime minister in like a state meeting fashion to talk about business, like clearly corrupt, clearly criminal. And he's not the only one. So are his Doge bags. They're doing all the same stuff, and he admitted to it right here.
And I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to do it anyway. You're doing all of these things. Nobody at DOGE gets paid a penny, correct?
Well, actually, some people are federal employees.
Some
so
are, okay.
Yeah,
They're helping.
But it's fair to say that the software engineers at DOGE could be earning millions of dollars a year, and instead of earning a small fraction of that as federal employees.
So Hannity is clearly under the same assumption that most people are, that Elon's little Doge bags, that his band of dipshits and dumbasses, can't say those words, but I think you know what I mean, they're all volunteers, that they're just happy to be there, that they're just chugging along, cutting the fat, trimming the waste, getting rid of it all, which of course isn't what they're doing. They're tearing apart our government. But no, if they're federal employees, they have to go through background checks. There are laws that they might be breaking, that they are breaking as federal employees. And Elon is just openly admitting that. But just because they could be making more elsewhere doesn't mean I want them to be making less in the federal government, destroying it because they're so unqualified. I don't know conceptually how that makes sense. I really don't. And the same way, I don't understand how Elon can just lie about his title, and it's totally okay when he lied on an affidavit, sworn testimony, breaking the law. It seems to be a pattern with Elon. He really likes to break that law, doesn't he? I remember in an interview with Tucker Carlson right before the election, Elon said, "Oh, if Kamala Harris is elected, then he's effed. It's done for him." And one might interpret that as like, oh, they're going to try to go after me because I'm their political enemy. It might just be because he breaks the law so much. And now he knows he's just exempt from that law. And Ari Melber did a great job investigating more of that in this clip right here.
If you remember, I told you that this was all part of a strategy to protect Musk as much as they could while he does whatever he wants. This new filing today adds confirmation about that tactic. Trump's lawyers are claiming, I mentioned the article, here's what they actually say, quote, Musk is a senior advisor to the president, not the administrator of that advisory group. Trump's lawyers need to claim that Musk's role is very small, that he's not doing what he's actually doing. And the reasons why matter. And remind you, we still live in a system of checks and balances, even as they are being very harshly tested. They need to claim his role is small or that he doesn't do what he's actually doing, because if the courts were to find that Musk's role was large enough and he's essentially an agency administrator or essentially a cabinet member, then the courts could force him to follow the rules of other officials, from transparency to arm's length divestment from his companies, which, knowing Elon Musk, he'd have to then choose rather than having it both ways right now. He might just choose to stay involved with Tesla and his other companies and drop this whole thing. But those kind of court orders would mean, if they were against Trump and Musk, federal officials, employees wouldn't listen to him. Right now, you've seen the push and pull of people saying, well, I guess if he has this role and he's reporting into the president, I guess they have to listen to him. And we haven't been tested like this, not by an outside, super rich billionaire advisor official. We know Donald Trump likes the spotlight, but he's done this rare presidential joint TV interview with an advisor. This is a clip. The full thing has not aired yet with Sean Hannity. When is the last time, if you look at this, you can think of a sitting president sharing an interview with another person other than perhaps their partner? We see that sometimes if it's their wife, but this guy's not even in the cabinet, and they're doing this joint interview. All of this was deliberate, trying to defend the relationship and say, hey, we're not embarrassed by how much it seems like we're co-presidenting. We're going to do an interview together. But there are signs of pressure and cracks, particularly when the White House is putting out legal filings that contradict what the president says. People may be used to it. Some people may be cynical. But even over at Fox, the reporters were trying to ask how to square this, asking the White House secretary why the White House filing contradicts what the president said.
Caroline, can I ask you for a clarification? It seems there's being a lot made of what Elon Musk's role is actually at DOGE. The president has introduced him as the head of DOGE multiple times in interviews, yet there's this affidavit that we've been able to get our hands on here that it contradicts the White House claim that he's the head of DOGE. This affidavit actually says he doesn't work for DOGE at all. So what is his role at DOGE?
Sure, I'm happy to clarify. Elon Musk is a special government employee here at the White House, serving at the direction of the President of the United States, Donald Trump. Elon Musk has been tasked with overseeing DOGE on behalf of the President, and DOGE employees.
Now, that statement there was fact-checked, largely true. They have called him a special role employee, which is designed to get him certain loopholes. And other administrations have done that, but never with someone trying to exert this much power. And then you heard her say it. He's running DOGE, what they call it. So either Musk is in charge, as Trump in the White House says, or he's not, as Trump's lawyers say, even as they do this joint promotion. And their shared agenda on government cuts is facing mounting protests. A president who seems to know he needs things from this other person, the richest person in the world, who wields one of the most influential digital platforms ever created, because he bought it. He had enough money, plus investors and banks, to do that. But it is also not just about those two people. It's about another 335 million people, the population of our country, whose very lives and safety can be impacted by those two people's decisions and attempts to gut federal government protections in ways that the two of them did not admit in their boisterous campaign appearances.
It is really, truly just baffling, the type of corruption happening with Elon. And what makes it so crazy is he doesn't even understand how bad it is, or maybe doesn't seem to care. He is obviously such in like a little bubble on Twitter and doesn't interact with the outside world that he doesn't understand that people really hate him and find him super strange. I guess when you have so much money, everyone's a yes man around you. But he admitted to that fact in a really weird clip right here.
Because so I got invited to like basically a big sort of dem event like that was, but it received the invitation like the beginning of last year, and I still attended even after I'd endorsed President Trump, and I didn't realize how profoundly that would affect, how I was received. I mean, I walk into the room and I'm getting just the dirty looks from everyone. Like, if looks could kill, I would have been dead several times over.
But that was not before Trump.
Ashes on the floor.
Before Trump, that never happened, right?
So a group of Democrats were unhappy that you're working to make Donald Trump a dictator who's destroying the federal government, and you think we're the problem? You think we're weird for giving you bad looks? Oh boy, this guy's a freak. And one that we're going to call out every single day on this show. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around to the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. Until next time, I'll see you soon.